EFA, that's Education for All, Global Monitoring Report 2013-2014, Teaching and Learning, Achieving Quality for All. This is a large publication commissioned by UNESCO. It's a huge report actually, and you can view it online. UNESCO stands for United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, if you didn't know. So, at the beginning of this century, countries agreed upon global education goals. Basically speaking, certain goals were supposed to be met by 2015, next year, and it's clear that goals will not be met. I'll read you a couple of things Irina Bokova, Director General of UNESCO, says here in the foreword to this report. Quote, 57 million children are still failing to learn simply because they are not in school. Access is not the only crisis. Poor quality is holding back learning, even for those who make it to school. 1/3 of primary school-age children are not learning the basics, whether they have been to school or not. To reach our goals, this report calls on governments to redouble efforts to provide learning to all who face disadvantages, whether from poverty, gender, where they live, or other factors. End quote. Okay, the 6 Education for All goals are: number 1, early childhood care and education; 2, universal primary education; 3, youth and adult skills; 4, adult literacy; 5, gender parity and equality; and goal 6, quality of education. Reading the overview of this report is eye-opening. 10 reforms are identified, or 10 most important teaching reforms to achieve equitable learning for all. Yeah. Okay, so this isn't the kind of report you can just read in one sitting due to its size and the quantity of data information here. You have to sit down and read something like this over a period of months, read it bit by bit, digest it slowly. That's how I would do it anyway. Looking at chapter 1 here, goal 2, as I said, is universal primary education. Reading a couple of highlights then. Girls make up about 54% of the global population of children out of school. The proportion rises to 60% in the Arab states, a share that has remained unchanged since 1999. And again, of the 57 million children out of school, nearly half are expected never to make it to school. In the Arab states and sub-Saharan Africa, almost 2/3 of girls who are out of school are expected never to go to school. Adult literacy, goal number 4. Let me give you the basics here instead of reading directly from the report. There's somewhere between 700 and 800 million illiterate adults in the world. If you lump Sub-Saharan Africa together with South and West Asia in terms of population, this accounts for about 3/4 of illiterate adults in the world. And women make up about 2/3 of illiterate adults. Gender disparity is a big issue when it comes to education. Women and girls are getting the short end of the stick. Looking at things from a global perspective or even various regional perspectives. Yeah. The importance of education is more than adequately expressed in various parts of the report. Obviously, I haven't read it all. There's a lot of statistical tables here, mountains of data. Chapter 2 is about financing education for all. This report calls on national governments to allocate at least 6% of GNP to education. Specific targets for financing by aid donors and governments are called for. So the Millennium Education Goals of 2000, let's call them that, they are not going to be met by the initial target date of 2015. Clearly, there is much work to be done. You know that saying, those who can't do teach? I've never liked that saying myself. A good teacher, someone who teaches you how to think rather than what to think, is worth so much in this world. And it seems the world is in serious want of quality teachers as we stand. Anyway, catch you later, folks. Take it easy.